it makes a lot of sense to grab this right front brake and you squeeze it. The more you squeeze it, the harder the bike's going to brake. Now this one you would think it's the same story, but it's not. So here's how it works. Treat this left brake like an on and off switch. I turn the throttle, there's the motor. Now if I squeeze this just a little bit, I'm only squeezing a little bit, and I turn the throttle, look, no motor. But as soon as I let go of that left brake, the motor comes on. Okay, so it's going to make sense to you to want to squeeze it more, but that's the little brake. Compared to that one, it's a lot smaller. So this is a 40-pound wheel, and if you lock this up, it's going to catch you by surprise. Now ONYX is going to do a rear brake kit, and that's a bigger brake. All right, let's get riding. And so what you're going to do is you're going to watch my hands. All right, so traffic's a little heavy. It's the right kind of time right now with people still going home. That's all I do. I don't do this, I don't do that. I just on, off, on, off. And then this one, I'll just squeeze it depending on how much more I need to brake. Keep your eyes on both my hands. So left rear brake, right front brake. So I don't use my rear physical brake for anything, to the point that on all my ONYXs, my rear brake pads are still original. So if I pop them out, they've got all the meat on them. As again, I only use the left here for regen. See, I'm doing it now. Light tap, you're going to use this as a on and off switch. So this brake on the right, obviously, you're going to vary how much you're going to squeeze and how much you're going to apply. This one is where it gets strange. It's just on, off, on, off. This one, you vary. All right, the more you squeeze, the harder it brakes. Okay. So all of my ONYXs, by the way, have the same stock brakes. What you might have noticed by now is I tend to go for the left brake first, right? So this will pretty much stop the bike, but if I need to stop a little bit quicker or a lot quicker, then I go for that right front brake. Does regen add a little bit of heat to the motor? A little bit. But listen, if you live up in the hills and the mountains and that kind of stuff, you actually would benefit from a larger rear brake. And like I said before, ONYX has a rear brake kit coming out, a big one, just like that front one, but for the back. And that's really going to be great for people that are just dealing with a lot more hills and maybe their batteries are charged to full. Also, Q-Dash will let you just turn off regen completely as well, or dial it super down, where it basically does nothing at all whatsoever. But fun little fact, if you dial up the regen to 50%, ooh, it's twice as much regen. It definitely stops the bike quicker. So this is stock 25% at this point. Can the bike stop completely with just the right front brake? Yes, I can. You get used to it. So tip about braking in corners: you want to brake while the bike is straight before you turn into the corner. So if you're coming in hot, lose that speed while the bike is going straight. Let off the brakes, enter the corner, and once you come out of the corner, accelerate. A common mistake people make is they'll accelerate halfway through the corner. You accelerate when you come out of the turn. So the way I tend to brake in general traffic is different if I'm racing around. It is different if I'm doing anything else that's a little on the wild side. All right, so as you can see, the car jumped out to go 2 lanes. So I went for both brakes to really slow things down. Both brakes this time. Now don't reach for this one so hard that you throw yourself over the front of the handlebars.